I'll Be Waiting Here, the second story. All of the people who came to the emergency shelter worried about what they had left behind in their village. It's way past time to change the water in the goofy fishbowl, the supermarket lady sighed.
I've lost the rabbit doll Grandma made for me.
There stood tears in the child's eyes. It's about time for our Mew Mew to give birth to kittens. The baker looked to the sky, missing his cat. Grandfather also worried about Hodu, Turi, and Kosuni left all by themselves in his house. 10 days after the people left their houses, their village turned into a polluted place where no one could live anymore. They didn't talk about it with one another, but they all knew that they could never go back home. In the wee hours of the morning, when all the other people at the shelter were sound asleep, Grandfather retied his shoelaces and started on his way home. There were no cars, no lights on the streets, but Grandfather walked and walked all through the dark night. His eyes blurry and his legs swollen, he felt as if he was going to fall down any minute. But Grandfather thought about the animals waiting for him and mustered up all his strength once more. From far away, Grandfather's scent is being carried on the wind to the village. Now, however, Hodu is too weak even to shoo away flies. Grandfather's scent is getting stronger. Hodu, with all his might, raises himself and keeps sniffing. Hodu! It is the voice that he has missed so much. Hodu runs to Grandfather and jumps into his arms. Grandfather's toes are caked with dried blood where his toenails have fallen out. Hodu licks Grandfather's toes. That night, Grandfather and Hodu fall asleep in each other's arms. From the following morning on, Grandfather and Hodu become very busy. They go around the village, giving canned food and fresh water to the dogs and cats who have lost their masters. They also go to the supermarket lady's house and change the water in the fishbowl, and wash and hang out to dry the rabbit doll they have found fallen on the street. Mew mew! Mew mew! They have looked everywhere, but haven't found the baker's cat. After a while, however, Hodu sniffs out a terrible smell coming from the storage, and they find Mew Mew, now nothing but skin and bones, lying inside. They try to shake Mew Mew out of her sleep, but she does not stir. At last, Grandfather covers Mew Mew's body with a white towel and tenderly puts on it a violet that Hodu has brought in his mouth. When they are about to leave for home, they hear a cat crying. Turning around, they find two kittens that look just like Mew Mew coming towards them. By the evening, the kittens are already home with Grandfather and Hodu. While being looked after by Grandfather, Hodu and the kittens have got stronger. But Grandfather himself has gotten much weaker, and now he cannot walk even a short distance without getting breathless and feeling pain in the legs. Hodu hopes that time will pass slowly. One day in April, cherry blossoms are bursting like popcorn, and the petals are raining down on Grandfather, Hodu, and two cats sitting under a cherry tree, waiting for the villagers to return. Writer's note: on March 11, 2011, My family was in an airport on our way home from a trip to Japan when the powerful earthquake and tsunami hit the Pacific coast of Tohoku, Japan. It was my first experience of earthquake, and afterwards, I was not able to take any elevators or subways for quite a while. The news of the explosion in Fukushima nuclear power plant frightened me more than the earthquake itself and threw me into despair. Overnight, all of the residents had to leave their homes, and in the empty city that was no longer safe for humans, their animals remained. Not knowing what they had been abandoned just like that, what on earth was going on in their minds? Did they resent their masters? I pray there will never be another sad story like that of Hotu and grandfather.